YouTuber formerly known as Master Boy 6660 and Mega December the Performer. Welcome to the channel. So today, another reaction video. Title of this video is, you know what I'm saying? Female dating coach says the wall is real. Women over the age of 35 are hitting the wall. By the Poor Man Podcast React. Shout outs to you, my brother. We're gonna just get into that video, you know what I'm saying? I already know what to expect. So we just gonna get right into it. Let's do it.
Women over 35 have hit the wall. This is true and untrue at the same time, and let me explain why I say this, okay? For my professional expertise, I have worked with hundreds of women, and I have worked with a lot of women over the age of 35. Now, there's a group of those women who have absolutely no issues with dating, no issues with encountering men who want to be with them, who want to commit to them, who want to be serious about them. Then you have another group of women who have a very difficult time with those exact same things. Now,
well, see, I guess my biggest thing is I don't think that most women have an issue with finding a guy that would actually want to be with them in the long term. I think that some women have an arrested development where they never grow out of a phase in their life where they think they have an abundance of options, and because they can maintain a certain lifestyle for themselves via going to work, they think that they're just going to wait until they're 36 and then some guy, the ideal guy, is just going to come and scoop them up. So oftentimes I don't think that it's actually, like in terms of the wall, I don't think that it's an actual spot where there are a lot of women that can't get a man that's going to be with them in the long term. I just think that it's a certain level of arrested development that once you hit a certain age, and usually that age from what I see is around 30 years old, where men are just not going to be able to deal with your level of delusion anymore. So if you're still looking for these guys to come save you, they're just never going to come. And oftentimes you'll see that there are some women who believe that they're so much better than the average man that they rather stay single and work a job their whole life than to be with the average man. And for those women, those are the women that are hitting the wall.
And there's a prime example of that.
I mean, we've talked about this, that often I date younger men. And a lot of it is because...
Let's stop on that, folks.
Oh my God, we had a great dinner. We had a great dinner, by the way, where across the table, your husband goes, "But why?" And I said, "Well, maybe because I can."
Yes, Parish. This is what I'm saying. Tales from Tracy's.
It's fun. It's very fun to share.
Tracy tale.
But
I'm sorry.
But one of the reasons, though, that because I had to ask myself that question, I was like, "What is this about?"
Yeah.
Because I want a partner, and so often, and it's not just that I'm older. I'm also very embodied. I am a full, very whole person who knows myself, who is in charge of my life, and who lives a very full, just robust life. So it's not just age, it's like life experience and sort of a difference. But I had to ask myself the question, why? Why does this keep sort of coming up other than they're hot and gorgeous?
There's that.
But a lot of men my age are steeped in a toxic masculinity and have been raised in a culture where there is a particular way that a relationship looks. And anything that starts to smell of that for me, I did enough of it where I was controlled and felt like I was a possession or whatever those things were, or prize, and I have no interest in it, and I will not do it again.
Said all what she just said in that clip when he was talking about dating younger women. Imagine that. But you know, there's some women that be hitting the wall at 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. Man, she don't have to be 35 because life comes at them fast. Depends on what they're doing in their lifestyles. And you got, you know, and most of those women that are like that are consumed by the garden of insanity. You know, like what Poor Man Podcast Man been saying. Delusions of grandeur, you know, and they stuck in their ways that they don't want to learn or try to lower their standards to a man or try to listen and to, you know, follow the man. They want to be the man as why they want, you know, a relationship in the first place. I don't know, but you know, it's just it's crazy in the hood. But yeah, let's ride out.
If there are women that don't have an issue with finding dates, why are they consulting with a dating coach? It's probably because those women aren't getting the man that they want or that they feel like they deserve, even if they don't actually deserve that man. I think that there's a level of female delusion going on where women are looking for this guy that they think is going to come save them, and the guy just doesn't even exist.
I want y'all to remember that. The thing that young women have on their side is youth. So women in their early 20s, mid 20s, you know what I'm saying? Even like this 20s period, but especially like the early and mid. They are young. They're supple, right? They're impressionable, right? They don't have certain baggage that older women have. And because of their youth, and especially because they're attractive, they don't have to be so smart. Right? They don't have to have, certain levels of integrity. They don't have to have a high standard of character because they have youth on their side. And all of us as women have gone through this process of having youth on our side. So if you were to put a woman who is 25 in the same room as a woman who is 35, and these women have a lot of the same things, so maybe the same height, same weight, same physical appearance, so on and so forth. And both of those women have bad character, bad personality. Both of those women are not easy to be with. If a man had to choose, like, hey, I have to choose a woman, he's likely going to choose the younger one. However,
well, of course, because oftentimes men in that age group are still looking for women that are fertile. And when you talk about physical appearance and beauty in general, oftentimes what you're looking at are just indications of fertility. Like when you look at clear skin, longer hair, flourishing hair, all of these things are just things that signal to men that you're a fertile woman. So when you're talking about you...
Now there is some 30s, 5s, even 40-year-olds still taking care of themselves, look good, you know what I'm saying? But I get his point. Of course a guy is going to pick the younger one, She got more time. She's not aging like milk yet. Well, can't say for all, but it is what it is, with some people, that like it depends on the lifestyle that they do, what they got going on. Yeah, let's ride out.
It often has to do with fertility. And when you're talking about a man who wants to start a family, maybe he's hitting his financial stride, maybe he has a few more resources, he's in a spot where he's a little bit more at peace with his own current circumstances, and now he's looking to build on that with the family. You're going to be looking for somebody who's more fertile, of course. That just makes sense to me. So, yeah.
Let's go back to what I was talking about initially, where I said there are two categories of women over 35. One that has absolutely no issues with men. Men will still marry them. Men still want to be with them. And the ones who a man would not spit on them if they were on fire. The reason for that is they have bad character. They have a bad personality. They don't have the wisdom. They don't have the intellect. They don't have the things that they should have at their age.
Exactly.
They make life hard, not just for themselves, but the people around them. Then we want to add the fact that they are out of their prime. They're out of the typical baby making ages.
Exactly. And if you want to find something as a woman that's going to be able to get you the man that you want, be the place in the world where he can find peace. Every man, their entire life is war, is complete competition against other men for resources every single day, every time we go out into the world. And all we want is a person to come home to have a place of peace with that appreciates us for our sacrifices. That's all we want. And a guy will literally give you the...
And it's not hard. Like, there's some women out there makes the simplest things hard. And it shouldn't be that way. And ladies, you know what I'm saying? Like I said before, you got to treat the dating game, the dating market as like it's the NFL. Get your championship ring early so you can retire healthy. You don't have to worry about it when you're in your 30s trying to play and win it. Nah, get it early. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because by the time you got your championship ring, you marry, you 35. Oh, I'm set with the man that I want. You know what I'm saying? You gotta look at it like that. Let's ride out.
The shirt off of his back. If you show him that you appreciate him for it. The only issue with certain women that she's talking about that have bad character is they don't believe that they have to stroke a man's ego, because they believe if they have to stroke a man's ego, that puts them in a place where they're underneath the man. And they want to be equal to or above the man. So they want to be in this competition where the man has to handle them instead of being the place of peace that the man gets to come to for serenity. For you get what I'm saying? Like his place where he gets to go to have that peace of mind that men just can't find anywhere else. If you want a man and you want to be able to keep a man, be the place where he goes to find peace. And oftentimes that peace is just going to be a sense of boredom, a sense of routine, a sense of keeping things clean, keeping things smelling good. That's his place of peace, a place that he can't find anywhere else. That's his place of peace. And if you want a man to uplift and put him in a position and let him reach his highest potential, give him a place that after he goes to war with the world, he can come back to where he can find peace.
So yes, women in that category have hit the wall. But the women in the category who know themselves, who take care of themselves, who don't have bad character, who's a pleasure to be around, who don't take nobody's shit, but also is respectful.
Exactly.
Those women,
that's what it is.
Over 35 will never have a problem. Men will still gravitate towards them because a man over 35, if he's a high caliber man, he typically doesn't want a younger woman because she does not have the wisdom, she does not have the life experience or the conversation that would even excite him.
I think this depends heavily on if he's already procreated. I think if a man is still looking to start a family, he is looking for a woman of fertile age. I think this has heavily to do with if he's still looking to build a family, or if he already has a bunch of kids all over the place and now he's looking for somebody to help him take care of his kids. Those are two totally different things.
Is even something you'd be interested in. So ladies, if you're over 35 and you don't want to hit the wall, be a better person. Stay safe. Baby, let me tell you something. See, the video that I posted about being 35 and hitting the wall and my perspective on that from my professional expertise, I absolutely expected the Passport Bros. I absolutely expected the Kevin Samuels Co. I absolutely expected the Podcast Boys, okay?
That's me.
Uh-oh.
What I did not...
Uh-oh. You about to get some hate mail. Why would you side with Kevin Samuels and the Passport Bros and all this? You about to get reported. Now you losing your female audience. What's her name? Coach Nicole Austin. Dang. You fumbling the bag, yo. You should just be pandering to these women that don't got any sense. Nah, I was do what you want, say it with your chest, and say what you believe in. Don't give in to the freaking sisterhood. Nah. Because most of them are consumed by the garden of insanity, and you probably done a great job of telling them that in your own way. But yeah. Let's ride out.
Expect in such a high volume where men come into the comments saying stuff like this.
To hell with age. We want peace, freedom, companionship, and cooperation from assets who bring life to our purpose and wise counsel from the throne room of Yah. We looking for the one thing age has nothing to do with. It's peace. Age was not the priority for men. Mentality was. I'm over 40. I actually want a woman 35 and up, but it's so hard. But if you look at these profile pictures, you're looking at guys that seem a little bit older than 35, so they're still dating a few years down, which is what you typically see when men are looking for women. And by the way, you see women that are looking for guys that are typically a few years older. So it's not a surprise to me that some of these guys are saying, I'm over 40. They probably already have a family or probably already have kids, and now they're finally looking to settle down, so they're looking for a woman who's 35. But if you're looking for men who don't have kids already and they want to start a family, if you're looking at those men, I guarantee you it's going to be different. But yeah, as men get older, we start to value peace more.
Refreshing. You see, me, I like to come at topics with a practical, logical lens, not trying to bash one group or another, but just being very honest about what I see based on either my personal experiences or my professional experiences. But when you touch on topics like these, where people tend to get in their feelings about, you get a lot of negative comments. But the fact that so many men were saying, listen, I don't care how old she is. So many men saying, listen, I'm 40, I'm 35, I'm 45. I don't want no woman under 35. I want me a woman that I could relate to. A woman that can bring me peace. A general consensus, ladies, was peace. And yes, I know before y'all go in the comments saying it, well, if he want peace, he got to bring me peace. Well, duh. Something I feel like I've been teaching for years is discernment. If a man is not bringing you peace, then you need to go your way. But if you have a man in your life, baby, that is bringing you peace, that's giving you the things that you need, if you're looking for a provider, he's providing for you and doing all that nice stuff that you want. Baby, be that man's peace. Baby, if you have a leader, okay, submit to that man. Baby, if you got a man that will bend over backwards.
It's very sad because I spread awareness on this channel of different women that's fighting the good fight like she is right here. I this is my first time seeing this chick, so I don't even know, her that well compared to the women that are doing YouTube and, telling women what they should do to keep a man. I'm just going to say it. They're not going to listen to you. And not if they ain't listening, all the other times of other women that's talking like this, they're not gonna listen now. It's just you're just talking to the wall, and I guarantee most of our audience are men because she is attractive. Let's ride out.
For you, if you got a man that will put his life on the line for you, there should be absolutely nothing that you are unwilling to do for him. Within reason, okay? I'm not saying that we're not going to experience difficult times, but baby, because of the foundation that we built, we know how to weather that storm. Ladies, when you find a man like that, it is absolutely okay to be his peace, because as you are seeing, there's a lot of men out there who just want happiness.
Hey, and that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. She was right on the money like that. You know, find somebody you know that's down for you and values peace. We got to come together, people, because we can be unstoppable together than apart. You have to realize that. You have to keep your mind right. So yeah, it's a lot to take into consideration, man. The dating game is broken right now and it needs to be patched. I'm sick of it. So yeah, Poor Man Podcast Reacts was riding the money. Shout outs to him. But yeah, I'm gonna let y'all go. Let's have a discussion in the comment section down below. Hit that like button, subscribe if you're new. I do a variety of videos here, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.